Ethan, aren't you embarrassed that the only owns that you can get on your enemies are very clearly disingenuous? Isn't it embarrassing? Haven't you had enough? The call is coming from inside the house. Pick up the phone, Ethan. Pick it up. Let's get into it, shall we? First, I want to see this video from Sean. I didn't see this. It says, forgot to take out a doctored image, LOL.
Here, guys, she gets nominated for Rising Star again. Are they fucking with her? You can't be Rising Star.
That's not true.
And then the next year, guys, she gets nominated.
Whoa, this is edited, bro. Park and Harbor erasure. Why did they take Parky out of this? This is from this year. And it was Arky, Mr. Arthur, Young Dabo, and Park and Harbor. That's what that were the 4 nominations. Fake post. Rip Arky was robbed. I mean, Arky was never gonna win with Mr. Arthur running. I'm gonna be real. Like, okay. Like, come on. You can literally Google this. You can look this up. Why didn't he just use? Yeah, like literally here. Mr. Arthur, Park and Harbor, Young Dabo, and Arky. Why didn't he just go back to he knows he can go back to a previous year, right? 2023. Right? Oh, she wasn't even here either. 2022, sorry. Right? Frogan was here. And she did not run again after she won. The first year it happened, she was up for Rising Star, and she lost to Stans. Shout out Stans, by the way. I like Stans. Stans is cool. Stabby defendant loved it because Frogan called him the C word and not accused Cinderella as Frogan's best friend because it makes the award look like a sham. Very cool and honest. But I can guess where he got that screenshot. It's so dishonest that he didn't even do that basic research. Yeah, probably from r/Destiny for being real.
For Rising Star again. Are they fucking with her? You can't be Rising Star twice. It's up or it's down, man. In fact, you were never up. That was the problem. They tried to pretend like you were up, but you were always down.
Rising Star won she lost the first time and she was nominated again the second time. You can have a problem with that if you want to, but like to pretend like, oh, she won and then she was nominated again. And then she won again. It's not true.
Sorry, I was eating my cereal. I wanted to mute. This is not a mukbang stream. You guys will not listen to me eat. Yeah, and then it just shows that she was... This image was posted in the Destiny subreddit. It was doctored to make it look like she got nominated again as a meme. This is just like... This is so sad. People get nominated for things multiple... First of all, people get nominated for things multiple years in a row. How many actors have gotten nominated for, like, what is it, Grammys? Many, many years in a row, and before they fucking finally win one or something? Like, that's not a foreign concept. Also, it's fan voted and fan nominated. What does this have to do with, like, Hasan or Twitch? Huh? See, Hasan did this. He made every single viewer vote for her. Like, what? Yeah. It's just, it's silly. It also doesn't mention the fact that, like, she was nominated the first 2 years of the award when, like, all of the categories were still being fine-tuned. Like, the first year, the categories barely had any description or requirements. It was just, like, kind of anyone could go for any award. Obviously, you were expected to not do that, but, like, and ideally, you were expected to push for the categories that you actually play. And there was even controversy about, like, wait, why is this person getting nominated for, like, Valorant? They only just recently started playing Valorant this year or whatever, right? But the Rising Star Award especially has had so many changes over the years because the first year, it could mean so many different things. And then the next year after that, it had a very specific interpretation. And then the next year after that, or in that year as well, I think QD also introduced the Hidden Gem Award to separate it from Rising Star. Because I think there was a miscommunication on what a Hidden Gem and Rising Star were. Or, like, I feel like people thought that the Rising Star was kind of both of those categories together. So, like, it's just stupid. It's so dumb. Ethan's just a salty hater? Yeah. Aw, thank Half Voice. Thanks. I think he's trying to say Rising Star specifically shouldn't apply to people who are already established. But she wasn't already established. What are you defining as established? If she met the criteria for both years and didn't win, then it's fine. And also the first year, the criteria was literally, there was no criteria. It was just kind of like someone who's really like shined this year, which at the time that was true. Again, also it's fucking fan voted. What does this have to do with Hasan and Twitch? It's so meaningless. It's so stupid. It's such a nothing burger to put inside your video. It's so ridiculous. It's very ridiculous. Jam, thank you for the 4 months. Ethan's video, if Ethan's video had this, it would have been better.
Proud. That was strength. Yeah, it's a beautiful eating culinary experience.
Hasan is so fucking
So
stupid.
stupid.
I can't believe people try to pin him for his political takes when his worst take is not eating fucking
Right.
fish.
Like, they come after him.
This dude's an idiot for reasons no one's talking about.
Episode 1's already controversial. Oh, no. Frank is calling Hasan out.
I'm fucking going for it.
I mean, fish is pretty fishy though. I mean, when it's not super fresh, yeah, but fresh fish is really, really good. I used to think like shrimp, I used to hate shrimp. And then I had like a really good shrimp cocktail, like a fresh shrimp cocktail. And I was like, oh, God damn. This is good. Oh, it's so good. I think the problem is I have the Rimworld trait gourmand. So there's basically no food that I dislike. There's just foods I haven't tried yet where I'm like, I feel weird about eating this, but okay. Like I went a long time not eating oysters just because I felt weird eating them, that it felt like slurping. I was like, I don't know, man. I could just eat some pussy if I wanted to slurp. I don't know. Sorry. Just cut that from the box. Just cut that one. And then I tried it and I was like, oh, this is pretty good. Sorry. I need to control myself. I need to control myself. Okay. All right. My bad. My bad. All right. You tried what? Huh? What did I try? What? Anywho. Anyways. Yeah, a lot of the video, as people have highlighted, is just insane shit. I mean, like, it does feel like half my timeline is just this. Ethan Klein's content nuke is on expose on Hasan is the dumbest shit I've seen in a long
I had
time.
a terrifying vision. Had I been duped? Was Hasan presenting a Trojan horse to my community, where he was just a left-leaning Democrat like myself, and as he said in the previous video, was funneling them into radicalization and turning them against me?
Liberals are some of the easiest to manipulate people on the fucking planet, dude.
I learned how much he hates liberals.
Dude, I
I'm sorry, I forgot how stupid that section was.
I hate liberals, dude. I hate them. I hate them so viciously.
Did he secretly despise me this whole time?
I'm sorry, dude. I hate liberals so much.
Did this man sit next to me for 2 years and pretend to be my friend?
Dude, liberals are a burden on this planet, dude. Liberals are the most, like, scum.
How are you friends with Hasan and you don't know that he hates liberals? Like, that's more about you, dude.
Me vile fucking idiots. Liberals are incredibly stupid. I hate these petulant liberals, dumb fucking liberals.
The music is so good. It's giving Mr. Shit videos, dude. It's giving what happened to Mr. Shit. Images. It's giving this. The why is half of YouTube filled with 47-minute long videos that look like this? What happened to Mr. Shit? That's what it's giving. Have I been duped? And it's just Hasan saying he doesn't like liberals a bunch of times over the years. Like,
Someone this sociopathic, capable of.
Liberals are some of the easiest to manipulate people on the fucking planet.
Was I being manipulated this whole time?
yes, the 40-year-old man was groomed by Hasan Piker. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. Oh man, so many people saw this clip. Oh, Joshua Girl, great clipper, excellent clipper. One of the best people out there. Many are saying this clip was doing its rounds. 'Cause it's ridiculous. It's so silly to be like, I've been manipulated. I've been deceived. I've been fooled. What? How does this happen to me?
And then I had a terrifying vision.
Not what that
Had
means.
I been duped? Was Hasan
Me, a 40-year-old child, was duped by Hamas Parker. That's Hasan groomed me and I was a neurodivergent minor at the ripe age of 40. I was a total fucking moron when I fell for it a year ago, but now, thankfully, the rest of my brain developed, so I'm all good. What is happening? What are we doing here? What? It's just it's so absurd. It's so stupid. You're allowed to make that excuse when
presenting
you're
a Trojan
the only people that are allowed to make that excuse are the people who are like 18 and they fall in like the fucking right-wing pipeline on YouTube, right? Like you're barely an adult. You're watching some funny videos on the internet. You're like, oh, these guys are getting owned. And then you start watching some crazy shit. And suddenly you take a look at your YouTube history and you realize you've been watching these. You're like, oh, actually, luckily I'm perfect, so that never happened to me. Luckily, I have never had a bad opinion in my life. I'm just like Chad. You know, it's a cover too. He's just pretending Hasan manipulated him when really Hasan just hurt his feelings. People hate him for his Palestine take. Yeah, precisely. It's really silly. It's very silly. Anyways, look at this thirst trap. That's me. Moving on. Did you see her on Ethan's story? Yes, we're gonna get to that in a sec. Ethan wants to be taken seriously as a political commentator / analyst. The thing that I don't understand is just like this feels like the pirate software situation where if there was just a genuine apology and like a statement about, hey, you know, actually, I think I might be too close to the situation. I'm really sorry. I did not mean to undermine anyone's opinions here. I did not mean to disregard anyone's feelings about this. I'm sorry. I fucked up. I'm doing my best. I think I'm just going to stay away from this topic for a little bit and, you know, get some space and hopefully improve my positions. And people already want to like you, Ethan Klein. It's not your fault. Or sorry, it's not our fault that you're so unlikable because you insist on doubling and tripling and quadrupling down. It's so insane. It's really bizarre to me. And it's bizarre to a lot of other people as well. But yeah, so the thing that I think is, I have to say, maybe I'm a sick
Mr. Klein, is
fuck
the ex
for
that
this.
has not let you go with his Hasan obsession even saying, did he ever like me? DNM shy in the video. But his obsession with Frogon is worse for me, because he at least knew Hasan, but never even met Frogon and can't take her out of his mind.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes people just go insane, man. Sometimes people just go insane. There's nothing you can do for it. Sorry, this chat message is so funny. We're gonna get to this statement, by the way, in a second. The one that's being reposted, because I think it's really funny. Mostly because, well, I'll get to it in a second. First, I want to respond to the statement. I like this guy who's pretending to care about anti-Semitism and then is anti-Semitic in his pretend dislike of anti-Semitism. Quote, clearly not a Hasan fan, by the way. When did I say I wasn't a fan of Hasan's? You're just like making shit up in your head. Hasan never said Nasrallah was good. LMAO, genuinely hope you get over your self-hatred because with this big-ass nose, it doesn't look too good to glaze anti-Semites. Do you think that it's a good... Is this you, Ethan Klein? Is this you? Because this fits your MO, saying anti-Semitic shit and then making comments about other people anti-Semitic. Also, that's a very weird thing to say. No, I like my nose. I think it's cool. But I guess, I don't know. If you think this is a big nose, I don't know what to tell you, man. I think you just might need God. You might just need God. I think it's a pretty normal size nose. Oh gosh. Anyways, so I woke up, I went to bed. I played a few days of, well, first of all, I played some Marvel Rivals games, not ranked. I was too tired to play ranked games. Then I played some Stardew Valley with some friends. I haven't played in like 5 years, so I was like, oh, yeah, let's see what's up with that. Let's see. And I've never played it modded, so I've started playing it modded. Pretty fun so far. And then went to bed, had a nice, good rest. All right, woke up in the morning and I was like, let's see what's on the internet. Let's see what's on my favorite corners of the internet. Check YouTube, check Twitter, and then because I'm a sick fuck, check LSF, and I see a clip of me. Whenever I see a clip of me, I'm very curious to see what's in it. Because so far for the past, I think, year or 2 or 3, all of the times that I've seen it, it's been clip chimped and very obviously lying. So like a good example is the death threat one, where like later Asmongold admits that, oh, he watched it and I was very obviously joking and not talking about him. And that's basically every single time that I'm on LSF. They can't, which is like, at this point, it's like a kind of a compliment, because you're watching my stream for hours on end. And the only thing that you can find is something that is obviously clip chimped. You have to be dishonest to make me look bad. Wow. Thanks. Wow, that's really nice of you that you would say that. Ooh. So let's take a look. It was this clip, which eventually got posted to, I think, Our Destiny. Maybe it got posted there first. I don't know. And then it got posted on Ethan Klein's Instagram story, because he only pulls stuff from Our Destiny to post on Instagram. He doesn't know how to have his own statements about Hasan. He needs to find them somewhere else. So let's go. You know the difference between you and Hasan? And I will make a correction about this. Not Nasrallah. I believe it was actually Ela who said that Gallant was a good guy, and Ethan Klein agreed with her. The difference between you and Hasan Piker? He never said Hasan Nasrallah was a good guy. You explicitly said Gallant was a good guy. Which again, slight correction. Ela said Gallant was a good guy and he agreed with her.
Invented the legend of the Nazi atrocities.
I don't have an issue with
Yeah, he also doubled down and called him a moderating voice in Israel. Correct. That's also true.
I can't believe I'm calling Nasrallah base. I mean, listen.
Did you notice how Hasan, which I mentioned later, but of course it's not in the clip. Did you notice how Hasan is putting on a I'm reading a chat message voice? And then explains to the chatter why he thinks that what he said was based. Also, did you notice that they don't play what Hasan Nasrallah said to make that chatter say that? The message is also still on the screen. Yeah, it is actually on the screen. I didn't even see that. It's this one right here. Oh, my cursor. My cursor isn't showing up. Sorry, the quality of this is going to be kind of shit, but I'll try to screenshot it and make it big. I'll try to make it big. Where did I? This one. It says it right here. I can't believe I'm calling Nasrallah based. Like we're just lying now? We're just lying. That's it. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing now. All right. But then Hasan agrees with it. Nice try though. You know, there are people that can say base things that are terrible people. You know, there are people that you could consider brilliant and also horrible pieces of shit. Winston Churchill, I think, is a good example. If you look at the shit that Churchill has done, he was not a good person. A lot of people would also consider him pretty fucking brilliant. a lot of people would say what he did in Europe was both dog shit and really good. You're allowed to say that someone is saying something based when they're talking about something based, which is not even what Hasan is saying. He's explaining to that chatter why they think that Hasan Nasrallah is being based, which is what he eventually says in the clip, which I explain, but obviously it wouldn't make for a very funny clip if they introduced all of the context, right? But he later says, yeah, you think that he's based because he's actually formally educated. He understands what colonialism is. He understands what imperialism is. He criticizes Western powers for their part in Middle Eastern destabilization. But you have to lie to pretend like this is a clip that isn't what it actually is. Which, like, isn't that sad for you that in a stream, a 10-hour stream, this was the best that you could find? Isn't that kind of sad for you? Shouldn't you reconsider your values? Play the clip, play it and show Hasan agreeing with it. I mean, we can play it. I know it's in it. I don't know why you would want to see it.
Listen, you have to remember something, okay? A lot of these dudes
are formally educated. That was the rest of the clip. That was the whole clip. This isn't this sad? This is the best you have. I streamed for 10 hours. I streamed for 10 hours. Come on. You can find a better clip. Try a little bit harder. Come on. Oh my God. When the best thing you can find is you misrepresenting Hasan as having said something, which he didn't say. He was reading a chat message and responding and saying, listen, the reason you think that he's based off of this interview is because he's formally educated. He understands how Western powers impact the Middle East. And he correctly criticizes and addresses one of a few problems in that region. Again, I have to bring it up again, much like Winston Churchill. If you do any research on Churchill, you'll see all of the fucked up shit that Churchill did. That doesn't stop people from calling him brilliant. That doesn't stop people from calling him based on a lot of other fronts. So Nasrallah is a good guy. Do you read the story about, like, the rabbit and the tortoise, or the turtle? And your takeaway is, clearly turtles are faster than rabbits. Is that what happens when you read that story? Like, what's going on in your brain? What's happening? You just want to believe what you believe, and you don't care how many examples of things that you are being, sorry, you don't care how many times you're disproven. You just want to believe what you want to believe, which is why you said this. You're a terrorist sympathizer. Man beat the Nazis, so Churchill gets a little grace. Well, yeah, I mean, again, like I said, I think people give Churchill a lot of credit and they call him smart because he was able to help beat the Nazis, right? That didn't magically make him a good guy. In fact, I think most people would call him kind of a piece of shit. In an interview, when Nasrallah is able to explain how the state of Israel controls a lot of the way that America operates, mostly because of funding, because they're so well located, like, geographically. When we just send billions of dollars of aid with no stipulations, and you rightly criticize that, I mean, yeah, that's a base thing to say. That doesn't mean what he did was good. That doesn't mean he was a good person. Like, this is not, this is so, like, right? This is so basic. This is so baby brain. It's really pathetic. Anyways, he posted this to his Instagram, Ethan Klein, because unfortunately Ethan Klein, I think when it comes to Hasan, he's gone so insane that he's not capable of seeing things rationally. So he just has Destiny fans explain everything to him. So let's see what was on his story. Live launch. Remember, it's on the old channel, H3H3 Productions. And then this guy, Bobby. I don't know what this is. Why? Get away from her! Get away from her! Yeah. Let's see. Hasan called me stupid and said my video was bad.
The reviews are rolling in. While obviously many of you are wondering, Hasan, are you going to be watching Ethan's content, Nuke? The answer is, of course not. But many people have texted me so far being like, dude, this is the dumbest fucking thing. Why did he spend months of his entire life making this video?
I don't get why he admitted that, by the way. Like, if I was Ethan Klein, I feel like at the very least, sorry, I keep forgetting that these people have insane ego, so they think that they can never be wrong. So you have to look at it from that lens and recognize that when they say and do things, they're coming from it from the position of, I'm always right, there's no way I could be wrong. But, so pretend like Ethan Klein is a human being that is sane and normal, and not a human being that's insane and deranged and is suffering extreme Hasan derangement syndrome, just for a moment. What was I going to say? Sorry. This is causing me actual brain damage. Why would you admit that you worked on it for months? I feel like at least hedge your bets on it being bad. If I put out a video and I was like 50-50 on whether it would be bad or good, which is how I feel about most things. It's either good or it's bad. I would say, oh, sorry this took so long. Sorry this took months to put out. Real life kept getting in the way. And I finally just now got some time to work on it. So at least I have like some plausible deniability on why the video was bad. I could be like, oh, I just was so busy with kids and podcasting and stuff. You admitted? You admitted that you spent months working on this dog shit? Why?
From what I understand, the reviews are not great. Turns out when you're not particularly smart or particularly knowledgeable about politics and you try to do a political takedown, people are going to look at it and say, yeah, you're kind of stupid.
And then in his story, he says, it looks to me like everyone is loving it. Likes versus dislikes, 86%. I think it's because most of the people who didn't want to watch it on your page just chose to not watch it on your page. I think all the people who really disliked it ended up watching it in someone else's channel, like my stream or somebody else's stream. I'm the most handsome. My mom told me so, type B. Yeah. Views are good too. Sorry, there's something comical, by the way. There's something unbelievably comical about posting a screenshot of the view count with the down arrow. I don't know how I missed it, but Mike pointed it out, and it's really funny. Dude, you Photoshop everything. You Photoshopped Frogan shit. You clip chimped the fuck out of everyone you talk about all the time. And you couldn't be fucked to just blur that out. No one can see that metric, by the way. Only the YouTube creators can see that metric. Fucking screenshot it out. Why would you put that in? And then this one, his response is 100% predicted. Say it's bad. Say everyone thinks it's bad. Call me dumb. Very hurtful from my former friend. Wait for your friends to clip tiny moments from the video to avoid interacting with any major criticism. And this is the most important part. Never watch the video. Too risky. Can't believe he called me dumb, though. He's just not that into you, dude. Move on. If I ever become this obsessed with an ex, just remind me to uninstall my computer, okay? Please do. Please. Please. About to play poker with Waka Flocka Flame. Okay. Oh, and then this clip, which we already talked about. This really sad clip. You know the difference between you, which he got obviously from the Destiny subreddit, except he didn't actually watch it. He just saw a clip posted to Destiny's subreddit and was like, "Oh yes. I can make fun of her. I can make fun of her. Yes." Why are you too scared to even say my name in your stories? You have clips of me, but you're too afraid to say my name. Why are you so afraid? Oh my god. I just didn't take Ethan Klein for such a fucking pussy, dude. Jesus. But we already talked about this clip. I'm not gonna rehash it 2, 3, 4 times. Go back 10 minutes in the VOD if you want to watch me explain it. And then Hasan Abi says Ethan Klein probably hired people to delete pro-Hasan comments from Content Nuke YouTube video. Oh, and then this one's good too.
That's sad. Feel bad for you guys. Ethan Klein, bro, you're ugly as fuck, bro. You're ugly as shit. You look like a bro.
Look in the fucking.
You look like a fucking piss, Ethan. Feel bad for you.
Okay, can I just say really quickly, it's very obvious from the way that guy's talking, he's a sneako fan. Like, I'm sorry, that language is not Hasan fan verbiage. Like, that's very clear sneako lexicon. Can we just be honest for just 2 seconds for just be real? Wallahi, that is not. No. Okay. No.
Oh my god, bro. I love you, Hasan. Can I give you a hug, bro?
I'm so sweaty, bro.
I love you, bro.
I'm so sweaty.
I love you, bro. I have to interview you. You're like my hero, bro. I love you, bro. Bro, you're the coolest guy in the world, bro.
Wait.
Okay.
Denims is being shown that he's a Hasan fan. Yes, famously, if you ever take a picture with anyone ever, it means that you are explicitly a fan of just them and only them. This guy is actually a huge Matt Gaetz fan. I don't know if you guys know this.
I'm so excited. I mean, everyone thinks you're crazy. I don't think you're crazy. People think you're a I don't think you're a at all. I don't think he's a at all. The charges against him are totally false. They're totally false. Oh my God.
Famously, if you run up at someone and say, "Take a picture with me. I'm such a big fan. I'm such a big fan. I'm such a big fan." They can't possibly be lying or possibly be a fan of multiple people ever, or what? When, meanwhile, if you actually watch the stream, he was literally an agitator, eventually got kicked out. Hasan clocked his vibes immediately. I'm sorry, dude. I don't know how to explain this to you, but like, that's not, I said it the first time on the first clip where he's talking to Ethan Klein. That's how sneako fans act, because that's how sneako acts. I have never seen a Hasan fan ever bother someone like that for a picture. No, dude, stop. His own subreddit literally called him a sneako fan. Months ago, Ethan Klein on his show, on the H3 show, called him a deranged sneako fan. Also, this guy, days ago, is posting on his Twitter account, and you can go ahead and verify, this is his Twitter account, calling Hasan slurs. This guy looks like a Hasan fan to you? The guy who Ethan Klein literally called a Sneako fan. The guy who's calling Hasan slurs for being in a maid outfit. I'm being proven wrong for correctly clocking these people or clocking that guy as a Sneako fan. Ethan, aren't you embarrassed that the only owns that you can get on your enemies are very clearly disingenuous? Isn't it embarrassing? Haven't you had enough? The call is coming from inside the house. Pick up the phone, Ethan. Pick it up. Why is he sitting like a child? Okay, whoa. A step too far. Okay, that's just called being neurodivergent and bisexual. Okay, I like to sit like a freak. Stop. That's too far. Stop it. Stop. Lay off. Yeah, back up. Back up. Back up, bro. Back up. All right. Watch it. Watch it, buddy. He literally kept asking for an interview too. I remember that stream. This is just, it's like, you have to be disingenuous. You literally have to be disingenuous to look at that, to even look at the way that he's interacting with Hasan and not recognize that this guy is very clearly a Sneako fan that's being a freak. He's being a freak to Hasan. But I do like that Ethan Klein recognizes that his audience and his fan base is too stupid to remember what I just said 5 seconds ago, so he has to play it back again. He's like, wait. I know you guys are dumb like me, so 1 second, let me show you. This is what she just said. Did you see that part? Let me just show it to you again. This is what she just said. Okay. Just be honest for just 2 seconds for just be.
I don't.
Yes. Good clip, chimp. Very good. He yelled at him later. Yeah, they met one. I like how it stops right as I'm explaining my point. Okay, good. Do you know? Okay, I'm sorry. This is not a good thing to say, but I'm gonna fucking say it. Do you know what an ego boost it is when the only clips that you can get of me are fucking clip chimp like crazy? Do you know what an ego that I can stream for 10 hours and the worst thing that I can do is get clip chimped? My other crime is waiting 5 to 10 seconds before I say what I want to say because I don't have to have a fucking button on my stream before I berate my fucking employees. To put down a fucking clip and then write no comment because I take 5 seconds to think about the sentence I want to say before I say it. You should consider it. You should try it. Most normal people don't need fucking buttons because they can't stop screaming at their fucking co-host and employees. I understand needing a button and I respect having a button for things that are like potentially doxing, especially if you have guests on your show, because the guests might be like, oh my God, dude, the traffic driving up on fucking Wilcox was impossible. It's like, dude, what the fuck? Cut that out. But every time the fucking button is used, it's not used for that. It's used because you can't stop being insane. Consider thinking before you say what you want to say. As an idea, as a concept, as just an idea. Okay. I really do love this clip though. It's oh man, these people don't. I don't think they know. I'm a sick freak, guys. Okay, I'm sick. Okay, I've noticed this more recently, I guess, in life after maybe interacting with a lot more people. I have like an obnoxious half glass full personality, which I never really thought that I had one until interacting with a lot of people online, especially who are just like huge doomers. And I'm a little bit of a doomer. Full of what? Stop. But when I see this, I see someone who's trying to grasp at straws to catch me slipping up. There was I think he's like a Destiny dick sucker. Okay, I know a lot of people at this point have probably sucked Destiny's dick or have had their dick sucked. I meant metaphoric dick sucker. On Twitter, maybe literal. I don't know. Maybe he did. I don't know. Anyways, but this guy, someone sent it to me. Let me see. Oh, he took it down. Maybe he noticed it made him look insane. Well, someone sent me a screenshot of some Twitter user, some Destiny Dick Suck Twitter user. I think he does YouTube. I don't fucking know. Being like, remember to screen grab her entire stream. You have a whole army of people screen recording my stream. VOD is still up, by the way. Watching it live. Tens of thousands of people watching it live. And this is the best you could come up with? Are you trying to make my ego as big as yours? Are you trying to do that? Because it's working. It's working. Stop. Stop. It was a great stream, though. It was a great stream. All right. Anyways, the Mike from PA tweet. Let's see it. Oh, boy. I can't believe Ethan waited until there was a major video covering the accusations against Destiny to drop his Hasan nuke with old out-of-context clips directly sourced from DGG. It's actually incredible that he's trying to cover up Destiny's sex crimes with this BS. I mean, I think considering how much attention he's given Hasan versus the accusations, the allegations of sex crimes, I think that speaks for itself. Which, by the way, we will be watching that. It's a Ryan Beard video that came out 2 days ago. It came out the day before Ethan Klein's video. Let me see if I can pull it up. Destiny, Ryan Beard. This one. This one did come out, which honestly, I mean, I think it's a pretty funny theory. I think it's a pretty funny theory that like Hasan waited until, or sorry, not Hasan, Ethan Klein waited until this video on Destiny came out and then he released his video. But levels of cope, dude, you should not be talking about levels of cope when you are who you are. Like, be fucking for real, man. Be real. I know it's been said already, but great stream yesterday. Thanks. I wish I could know how much, if any, of the stream was botted. At first I thought like a lot of the stream was botted, but the chat was moving like twice or three times as fast as usual. And no one else was really streaming it, which would make sense why a lot of people tuned in. And I know I got later after streamer, I found out that I got signal boosted by Hasan. I think it was Hoscord in the subreddit, and what is it called? H3 Snark. And I know all of those people didn't want to give the video another view, which is why they watched it with me. And probably a lot of people, because they ended their H3 show immediately before releasing the video. So there were probably a lot of people that came to watch it here also that came right from the H3 show ending and then came and watched it here because they wanted to see what someone who would disagree with it would say. So I don't know. I don't know. At the very least, I know that like probably about 10K was real, which is really cool. Definitely that much was real. But also like we had, I think, peak like 7,400 chatters, and everybody knows the chatter to like lurker ratio is like 1 to 3 or 1 to 4. So it is feasible that there were a lot of lurkers. But regardless, I like to judge streams based on like chat energy, and I felt a lot of fun chat energy yesterday. So yeah. Yeah. I think it was cool. I think it was cool. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why people say that like the reason that people would bot, or the reason someone else would bot, would be because to get streamers banned. You can't get banned because somebody else botted you. That would be fucking stupid. Can you imagine how dumb that would be? So yeah. Then you would just like harass people by just doing that all the time if it was a guaranteed easy way to work. I was a lurker yesterday. Oh, well, I'm glad you're chatting today. I think people underestimate how many people didn't want to give that video views. I think your chatter to lurker ratio is off, by the way. There's a lot more lurkers than chatters. I'd say more like 5 to 1. Either way, you had a ton of viewers. Aw. Yeah, I am a lurker, okay? Like, I'm a huge lurker. I love to lurk in streams. Chatting makes me so nervous. Honestly, chatters are so brave. I also didn't want that video on my internet history. Yeah, yeah. I'm so scared I'm going to type something annoying that's going to be misread as annoying. Or that like someone will reply to me and then I have to reply back. It's like, oh God, I can't commit to this. Alexandra, thank you for the prime. Strum Dog, thank you for the 5 gift subs. Thanks.
I've been slowly coming out of being a lurker, but just here.
Ooh, just here. This is the Chad place to be, not a lurker, okay? Me 100% said he wasn't going to, Hasan said he wasn't going to watch it, so I saw you were watching it. Yeah. So I think a lot of people just wanted to watch the video, but they didn't want to give it views, especially because as soon as the video started, it jumped, and as soon as the video ended, it fell, which makes me think that, again, it was a lot of lurkers who just didn't want to give it views. So that would make sense to me. I watched it with you and Sean Black. I'm sure his coverage was good. Oh yeah, and then also probably a lot of haters as well were watching, yeah. They needed to find a good clip. Isn't it sad that they couldn't find one?
Last night I commented, there's still time to delete this LOL bro yesterday on that video when I got the creepiest responses, please hold me.
Please hold me. This clip on like this random person that works for Twitch or whatever. Okay. My issue and my gripe with those comments is that has nothing to do with Hasan. If you want to point out and go after certain people, I don't understand why you're putting it in with like a Hasan Nuke video. That seems insane. You used to like H3H2, but he had mental break. That seems so unhinged. Well, okay, can I just show you guys this video, which I think is like for all of the Fallen H3 fans. Can you tell me if this resonates with you? Because I feel like this is the vibe. I feel like the vibe has been this. Just, I can't watch a crazy guy. I'm not going to become someone who watches a crazy psycho guy for fun. That's weird.
Nobody. There is not a single dissenting voice with his fucking straight up radical, anti-American, anti-Semitic.
Oh, you want some of this? You want some of this? Okay. Okay.
Fucking pro-China, pro-Russia, pro-terrorism takes. This is fringe, psychotic shit that is not normal. And it is the only acceptable voice on Twitch. Explain that to me. How is there not one dissenting voice on that entire platform?
Mushroom. Oh, mushroom ears.
Nobody. There is not a single dissenting voice with his fucking straight up radical, anti-American, anti-Semitic.
Oh, you want some of this? You want some of this? Okay. Okay.
So cute, dude. It's so cute. I have to say, the fact that capybaras can understand and respect the appeal of a hot spring makes them infinitely cooler. The fact that there are like capybara onsens, so cool. They're so cute, dude. They're so cute. But I feel like this is the vibe. Like, I feel like people want to watch normal people. Unless you're watching them because you're just like invested in the train wreck. Kind of, I assume all the people who watch, for example, like Boogie, they don't watch him because they like him at this point. I think they watch him because it's like, I wonder what the insane guy is going to do today. But most normal people want to watch a content creator they think is mostly pretty normal and cool and makes funny content. And they're down to watch, they're down to see their like favorite content creator get involved in whatever amount of controversies, so long as they stay mostly pretty normal. Once you're at Ethan Klein's point where you've spent how many months? Is it 6 months? Is it a year? Talking about Hasan only to release one of the most doo-doo cheeks fucking video I've ever seen. Who would want to watch this guy? And the worst part is the people who are H3 fans, who still exist, who are casual H3 fans, they're like, dude, I don't give a fuck about this Hasan guy. Can you just go back to making funny videos about random stupid shit? I don't care about this. I don't come to you for political commentary. I don't come to you because I want to know what Hasan Piker is up to and what he's written in his diary today. I don't want to watch this. I don't even have an opinion about Hasan. I just don't want to see you do this anymore. There's probably like tens of thousands of people like that just want this saga to end. And man, that's sad, bro. That's sad. Let's see this.
He's just well trained, you know? He's like, I was very expensive. Yeah. Very. $1 million. Okay. I don't want to sidestep here. Okay. It's hard. It's hard not to, because it's like, it's begging. It's begging for my attention. But I'm not going to entertain this meltdown. Let's continue. Remember when you also paid for everyone's adoption fees at that shelter? Yeah, I did. But hey, dude, I bet I'm assuming that didn't make its way into the content video, the content nuke, nor did a million other things that I've done, because the angle here, of course, is that I'm a bad guy and a scary communist. And also, dare I say, pro-Palestine. Pro-Palestine, not anti-Semitic, very much against anti-Semitism, but also, I think one of the biggest problems for slop tubers in general is that they think they can tackle political commentary without like doing any reading whatsoever by simply attacking someone who does do political commentary, right? On the basis of like Reddit comments that they've compiled into a video and that they've like edited together. And the issue is you don't know what you're talking about. Like you have no idea. You thought Roe v. Wade was the gay one, you know, a week ago. Like you're not like a serious person. And that's precisely the reason why it'll end up having a bunch of stuff of Red Scare shit at a time when Donald Trump is the president and is just like ripping through the country.
Is Hasan joking? There's no way. No, he's joking, right? He's just making fun of him. Ethan Klein didn't think that Roe v. Wade was the gay one. Come on, no. Can you guys send a clip? I don't want to believe that. That's too stupid. I don't want to believe it. That's too dumb. That's like troglodytes level dumb. No.
Trans people, they want to make like trans like life-saving trans care illegal. They want to make I've even heard they want to repeal Roe versus what? Is that the gay one?
No, that's
Roe versus Wade has been overturned.
Yeah,
you're talking about gay rights?
Yeah, they want to overturn the
Oberfell.
Aubergine.
I think that's
aubergine means eggplant.
OBGYN?
Yeah,
true.
In Hebrew, right?
Obergefell.
What are we talking about?
Okay, we're talking about two different things. How do you say eggplant in Hebrew?
But like this was my criticism of the video when we watched it. In the first like 5-10 minutes, he pulls up various Hasan clips. He doesn't explain any of these things. And he just sort of, you know, waves at the clip and says, isn't this bad? Like, if you ask the average American, first of all, where Crimea is or what Crimea is, I think most people would fail to tell you like what that even is. But he shows a video of like Hasan saying Crimea is basically Russia. And he doesn't elaborate on it. Ethan Klein does not provide any commentary. He doesn't explain why that's bad. He doesn't explain why that's wrong. This is, Bad Empanada has a good segment in one of his videos. I don't remember the video. Oh, I think he has Bad Empanada did a react to like one of the Destiny Dick writer, Willie Mack. And Bad Empanada's criticism is very apt here, where he said, they don't explain why these things are bad. They don't explain what these things are because they don't even know what these things are. They just show you the clip and say, isn't this bad? And they expect you to nod your head and agree like the moron that you are. And so a lot of the video, a good portion of Ethan Klein's video is just Hasan clips, which I'm not sure that he even knows what they are. I don't know that he knows what's happening in the clip or what's being talked about in the clip. And then says, can you believe Hasan would say this? And then he moves straight into another clip. And it's just that over and over and over again. And then it gets to the one thing that he knows anything about, and then he just lies for most of it. It's just sad. The last thing I wanted to talk about was the dog breed thing. It was this one. He called Hasan a fake socialist because his dog Kaya is an expensive breed. Meanwhile, Kaya was not bought. She was adopted. She's also a mutt, not an expensive breed. Here's a result of the DNA test. He also streamed this. This seems like such a weird thing to lie about. He streamed going to the shelters. He streamed, giving money for everybody else to adopt whatever animals they wanted that day for free. Like, he explicitly, and like I've talked about this before. This is one thing I respect from Hasan a lot, which is he tries, I feel like often enough, and I want to do more of this year if I can. But he tries to show people ways that everyone can get more involved and everyone can help make the world a little bit of a better place. Like pushing people towards adoptions and moving away from designer breeds or like purebred pets. And he streams all of it. And he gets like obviously consent to record at the shelters. And then he donates money personally to say, hey, like if you can, you should donate. If you can, that's okay. At least try, if you want to get a pet, try and get one from a shelter. And I mean, I got both of my cats. One of them is a shelter cat and the other one was from a foster home. I wanted to get, because I would have gotten my second cat from a shelter as well. But I needed to make sure that the cat was a cat that got along with other cats. Because sometimes you can have like bad interactions between cats if you don't make sure that their personalities will get along together first. And I didn't want to like traumatize my first cat by bringing a second cat that was not enjoyable. So I went and I saw a bunch of foster homes and I donated money to one of the foster services that I ended up not even getting a cat from them. And then took a tour at like 2 or 3 cats and I was like, oh, this one. Yes. And I donated to the organization that helps foster cats and kittens. And yeah. And now they get along great. They get along pretty well, even though Wormy doesn't really like, she's kind of touch avoidant, which is sad because he wants to give her love, but she doesn't really want any. She wants to be near him. She doesn't want him to like get close, any closer than that. She wants a minimum of 1 inch of space between the two of them. But she loves to play. She loves to play with him. So yeah. But that's still not like designer shopping. Like I didn't go to a breeder. I didn't get a designer cat. He's just as much as a mutt as she is. Like I think when I got a DNA test for her, she was like 20 different breeds, right? I haven't gotten a DNA test for him yet, but I'm probably going to. And I was told that he was in someone's backyard for like a month or 2. And this woman took him in because she was like, this cat is not getting any attention. Like it's just sharing this yard with a bunch of dogs. And it's not getting like it's not supposed to just be sitting out there as a kitten. And then I brought him in, and he's a little mutt, but he's adorable and sweet and great. So he was literally just some stray fucking cat on the street, but he's very sweet. Can't believe your cats aren't siblings, yeah. But my greater point, he streamed all that. Why lie about this? It's so bizarre to lie about this. It's so bizarre. And then this is him getting like the DNA test that she's like, what, a third Mastiff. The other one?
Kaya.
I don't know dog breeds.
And then
Mastiff, Saint Bernard, and Chow Chow. He literally got her off of Craigslist or something. I think it was either that he went to a bunch of shelters and then he ended up not finding one and then donated a bunch and then ended up getting one off of like Craigslist or something. It's not even a fucking purebred. 3-breed purebred. Yeah, it's just so stupid. It's just so pathetic. Meanwhile, isn't Ethan Klein's dog literally shopped? Not adopted? Isn't that literally like what? He rehomed her from a family that had a newborn baby and just couldn't take her anymore. A friend he knew had puppies offer one. Okay, that sounds right. It's so bizarre to talk about designer dogs. I get it. Kaya is very pretty and very behaved. And she is one of the best dogs I've ever had the pleasure of meeting. She's so behaved. Oh my God, guys. I have so much respect for dog owners that get their dogs trained, that take their dogs to like dog daycare or at the very least put in the personal effort to train their dog. I have so much respect. But even when she was younger, she was still so behaved. So I get that, like, honestly, she is giving designer. She is actually kind of giving designer. Let's be real. I get where you could come to that idea. All right. Okay, please give Ethan some credit. We had house bad, car bad, but only Ethan got to do dog bad. That's true. That's true. No, you spittin'. Also, shout out to whoever this is who compiled the list of lies made by Ethan Klein. Someone else posted it in chat. Lie counter. There were a ton of jokes that I left out, like Hasan being paid by Iran or Frogan being paid 10 million from Qatar or other racist shit like that. Most of the Ethan's claims were either unsourced or only included headlines from some fringe bloggers. Hasan never introduced himself as a social democrat. Hasan talked about education programs, not re-education camps. So yeah, this is a good compilation of stuff in here. Put together by user Yeomanmeister. Yeah, a lot of it is just like Ethan tries to frame a deranged sneako fan as a Hasan fan. I mean, they're still trying to do it with the clip of me saying this is a sneako fan. I think most of us knew that the content nuke was going to be pretty bad, but it's cool that it ended up actually being bad. Pretty fucking dope. Started watching it a little bit earlier. So let's go back. This is the section of the content nuke where Ethan Klein is talking about Uyghurs.
I don't know. I don't know.
As he calls them.
I don't know the surrounding narrative or anything about it, but it was about there was doctors in the area. They would be able to procure organs.
No, that's Ethan Klein just watches like fucking Falun Gong documentaries and believes them uncritically. I saw a video and it said that they kill them in the death camps and they steal their organs. Do you deny that? And Hasan's like laughing at him, like trying to be nice, like, no, that's not true, Ethan. And he presents this as if it paints him in a favorable light, which, to be fair, with the audience of fucking morons like himself that he's trying to appeal to, perhaps it does.
No,
I'm telling you, they were in China with
that one is like Shen Yun, like Falun Gong.
Yeah.
The worst part about this clip, I don't even know why Ethan Klein would put this clip in the content nuke that he made, in the video that he made, because it's a clip of him saying, I don't really know, 3 times, followed by they're harvesting organs, I think.
You an organ. From a Uyghur. But why is that? Is that really that crazy?
The Associated Press quietly fucking wrote an article that didn't get a lot of coverage in mainstream media about how, like, okay, well, all the concentration camps have been closed now. Like, all the re-education camps are closed now in fucking Xinjiang, and it's like very different vibes in Xinjiang. And now, it's the tourism hour.
Let's see what the Associated Press actually had to say about this. These are all AP articles from the last 2 years. UK independent body reports China committed genocide in Xinjiang.
Okay, let's look at this article. UK independent body. What is the UK independent body? It's a fake court made by a US-backed supposed Uyghur advocacy group that they made their own court. And then the court that they made decided there is genocide. That's what this article is about. This is not this is not the AP's opinion or an original piece of AP journalism. It's just them.
I wonder why he didn't include who wrote the article.
Reporting on what other people said. In this case, a made-up fake court. And Ethan Klein's like, look at this, guys. You see? They made a court specifically, like a pretend court, specifically to say that there's genocide. And the court said there's genocide. Ooh, gotcha. There's genocide now.
In Xinjiang, China sanctioned a U.S. research firm and 2 individuals over a report about the human rights violations in Xinjiang.
Well, I mean, if a U.S. research firm and 2 individuals said in the report that there's human rights violations in a U.S. enemy nation, I guess that's true, right? Is that the argument here? Like, you notice there's no analysis of the facts. It's just presenting headlines and reading them as if they're self-evidently true, as if there's nothing to doubt here.
It's the tourism out.
Like, Ethan Klein's research, like level of research ability, is to Google thing I already believe and click on the first link and then present that to you as if it's like epigonage.
To China's fury, UN accuses Beijing of Uyghur rights abuses.
Tourism hour.
Uyghur.
The UN report was the only one of these things that is actually presenting here that it was actually at least somewhat grounded in truth. And the UN report did not accuse them of genocide, nothing close. It accused them of human rights violations in terms of limited amounts of arbitrary imprisonments and stuff like that. But he doesn't actually show the report. He just shows the headline. Like, human rights abuse can be a lot of things. Human rights abuse can be like one prisoner being kept in solitary for too long, all the way up to like genociding 5 million people, okay? That's a huge spectrum. Okay, UN report that there are human rights violations in China. The UN also reports that there's human rights violations in like most countries in the world. So that alone...
The other thing that's like not being addressed is the fact that this clip showing Hasan being wrong is him pushing back that there's organ harvesting happening, which must mean that he's clearly trying to defend China totally and completely. All he says in the clip is no, that's not happening. No, they're death camps. That's not, nope.
Means very little. You need to analyze what they're actually saying. He doesn't do that. He just presents a headline. Uyghur County in China has highest prison rate in the world. So one single Uyghur county. I mean, okay. Does that prove genocide? That one single county in Xinjiang has the highest incarceration rate in the world, according to the AP. I'm willing to take that at face value. What does that prove there's genocide? How exactly? For all we know, maybe there's like 1,000 people there. Not exactly broadly indicative of genocide, of there being death camps and organ harvesting. The goalposts have shifted here from Ethan Klein stating there are death camps and you can go to China and buy a Uyghur, like specifically a Uyghur spleen or something if you want one. We've shifted from that into like this one specific Uyghur county has high incarceration rates. We're not even on the same planet anymore from the original claim.
County in China has the highest prison rate in the world. 1 in 25 people is in a Chinese prison.
It's the
county, one county. Do you know what that means? I'm pretty sure that Ethan Klein doesn't actually understand what this means. I think that he read Uyghur County and he thinks that it's about all of Xinjiang when it's about a specific county in Xinjiang. As you can see in the text down here, it might be too small, so I'll read it. Nearly 1 in 25 people in a county in the Uyghur heartland of China has been sentenced to prison. It's a specific county, but I guarantee you, Ethan Klein does not actually read articles and doesn't even know how to comprehend a headline, and he misread this as being 1 in 25 people in all of Xinjiang, which is not the case.
Tourism hour.
48 Uyghurs detained in Thailand for almost 11 years are on hunger strike to protest their imminent deportation to China, where they...
48 Uyghurs in Thailand are hunger striking to protest Thailand deporting them to China. What exactly about this is specific evidence of there being genocide in China? Like, you would think that death camps and organ harvesting, there would be a lot of evidence for that rather than just something like so far removed like this. Like,
they face imprisonment or execution.
Not only
they claim they face imprisonment and execution. That may be true. It may be false. You're not presenting any evidence of this, are you? Where's the evidence? You know, refugees lie sometimes. Refugees who don't want to be deported or are facing deportation, they will say, You can't deport me for this or that reason. It may be true, it may be false, but you can't take this shit at face value. You know, if you want to show us that Uyghurs are being killed in Xinjiang, why don't you show us evidence of Uyghurs being killed in Xinjiang rather than refugees from another country attempting to avoid deportation claim that they would be killed if they were deported? We need actual evidence here. You haven't provided anything that even remotely approximates the original claim.
Does this AP article seem not to exist?
These are just random pictures. Like, these are pictures of prisoners. Like, you can find pictures of prisoner roundups like anywhere. Damn. What exactly about this
Yeah,
specific
refugees can't lie. That's why I believe everything that Yeonmi Park says. Yeah.
picture is proof of your claims here?
It's like it's more importantly is the fact that the more important point to be made here is that he doesn't prove that Hasan is wrong. He puts a clip in where Hasan says, hey, objectively correct things. Namely, actually, these death camps don't exist. These organ harvesting camps don't exist. There are re-education camps. If you want to talk about the ethics of the re-education camps, we can talk about that. Sure. And Ethan Klein thinks that he can disprove it by providing two sources on things that are not, things that he didn't talk about in that clip. He brings up two articles on genocide, which was not brought up in that clip at all, which was not spoken about. Sorry, two headlines. And the actual articles, they're only the headlines. That's why he didn't link them. That's why he didn't provide any more information. That's why he didn't read the article in the video. Like, it's so obviously just pathetic. Even this is the article Ethan claims doesn't exist. Oh God, dude. Terror and tourism Beijing eases its grip, but fear remains. 4 years after Beijing launched a brutal crackdown, swept up to 1 million or more Uyghurs and other Muslim minorities into detention camps, prisons. Its control of Xinjiang has entered a new era, scaled back many of its draconian and visible aspects of the region's high-tech police state. Panic that gripped the region a few years ago has subsided considerably. Yeah, but this doesn't exist. Like, that's like, my issue with it is, instead of trying to criticize Hasan for things that he actually does, you criticize him for things that he hasn't done, like defending a genocide, except you don't provide any sources for it, and you don't even provide a clip of him doing it. Yeah, quote, they closed all the camps, but there's still prisons. Unlike here in the US, we have no prisons, end quote, yeah.
Like a random picture of a prison facility with text on it that makes a specific claim about what that facility is for. A random picture with a text subtitle. Urumqi internment camp number 3. How do we know that this is what you're saying that it is? It's an internment camp? It looks like a regular prison to me. What about this makes it an internment camp? Where's the evidence of that claim? This is something that these people do a lot, by the way, is they just present like random pictures of buildings in China, and they tell you this in this building this thing happens, and they provide no evidence for it.
The articles seem not to exist. Reading the AP proved exactly the opposite.
Reading the AP, how does anything that you just proved exactly the opposite? Okay, I'm gonna find.
Oh no.
Find this article in 3 seconds. Okay, watch how easy this is to find. Xinjiang AP News tourism. First result, Ethan Klein. The first fucking result for Xinjiang AP News tourism is the article that Hasan was talking about. Not only does this article not seem to exist, but the AP, according to him, actually reports the opposite. This is original AP reporting. Xinjiang eases its grip, but fear remains. Tourism. That's why Hasan uses the word tourism. It's in the fucking title, because tourism has returned there. It says here, the razor wire that once ringed the public buildings in China's far northwestern Xinjiang region is nearly all gone. Basically, it's an article about how the repression in Xinjiang has largely ceased. And it's from 4 years ago almost already.
It doesn't exist. There is no article from AP in Bossing Say.
And Ethan Klein is here talking about Uyghur death camps and organ harvesting. So the article that Hasan mentioned is right there. And the articles that Ethan went over that, according to him, prove the opposite of what Hasan was saying, do not even remotely approximate doing that. Most of them are just the AP reporting on what other people have said. Ethan does not go into analyzing the evidence or anything. He's just like, look, this made-up court that anti-China group made said there's genocide in Xinjiang. Whoa, dude! Great! Why didn't you type Xinjiang AP News tourism into fucking Google? Like the first evidence-based attempt to justify something based on the evidence that Ethan Klein makes in the entire video. And it's him somehow not finding the article. It's him fumbling completely at basic research.
Hasan has happily eaten up the Chinese propaganda on this and has regurgitated it to his mainstream audience. Why is he defending China's genocide of their Muslim population?
When have you demonstrated there is a genocide of their Muslim population? You've done nothing. Nothing that even remotely approximates that. You made an insane claim of there being death camps and organ harvesting, and then retreated from that to just human rights abuses, which can be a massive spectrum of different things, but which aren't specifically genocide at all. Where is the evidence of your claims? You do not prove a single fucking thing here. If anything, you just completely fail to do basic.
The cognitive dissonance in the H3 subreddit is scary, considering how easily this can all be disproven. Well, they just want to believe what they want to believe, right? You have to understand, and I don't say this with like malicious intent, but when you follow a guy because he's funny and for no other reason, that's all you care about. You don't actually care about whether or not they're right or not, or whether or not they're politically informed. You just care about whether or not they did it in a funny way. That's it. Now, I would argue that the video wasn't even funny and it had like 2016 era comedy, which was not good. The only funny thing in that video was referencing his comment about watching Hasan play Marvel Rivals and making fun of himself a little bit by putting Hasan playing Marvel Rivals on the back screen. That was objectively funny. Being able to make fun of yourself and laugh at yourself a little bit and put that in, that was funny. That was a funny little bit that he put in. And that was the only thing. Everything else was bad.
Basic research in encountering the fucking article that he was actually talking about.
How does this...
Which, again, is from 3 years ago. Like, this shit is practically ancient at this point. Like, the claims of Uyghur genocide are from like 2017, 2018, 2019. The system of repression has been largely dismantled since then. It was largely dismantled already 3 years ago. And you're still talking about this, not as if it's currently happening, but as if there's literal death camps. Like, death camps, you have to understand, it's a very specific thing. Death camps is a term that only really applies to 6 German camps. I think it was 4 or 6, one of those two numbers, in World War II, where they killed Romani and Jews and some other people as well. Camps specifically built to kill people. And he's claiming there's like analogies of like the Auschwitz death camp in China. An utterly insane claim, which he's done nothing to prove, not even close. And we're just supposed to accept Hasan as bad for saying that that's not true. Like, give me a fucking break, dude.
Even makes sense. It only makes sense if A, he's being paid, or B, he has the political complexities of a 5-year-old. I know.
Yo. Oh, the fucking irony is crazy.
"Oh, America bad" is a meme that people laugh.
You have literally done nothing to prove the evidence, to show any evidence of your claims. You've got to be fucking kidding me. Your claims here are, there is a genocide in Xinjiang. I'm not going to provide any evidence of that. There's death camps there. I'm not going to provide any evidence of that. This guy said there's not. I'm going to appeal to the preconceived beliefs of my dumb fucking audience, who will automatically believe that this is true, even though not me nor them can provide any evidence of it. And you are the dumbest fucker in the world.
That online. But with Hasan, this does actually seem to be the beginning and the end of his analysis.
2 principles.
I think the analysis is based on the facts in this case, because there's no facts to support what you're claiming.
Let me explain to you 2 principles that you should keep with you, coming from a person who's Turkish, okay? When you look at a situation in the Middle East, you look at what the local government is and who the Western forces are. Never align with the Western forces. So when I look at other...
What situation would this be incorrect?
Countries, I look at the regional actor, whoever the regional power player is, and then I look at who is backed by the Western superpowers. That's a principle that you could take home with you. If you want to actually be moral, or if you want to be smart about the way you analyze other countries.
So you would expect like this clip, like he plays this clip, and then you would expect there to be some sort of refutation of it afterwards. Like, okay, here's one or two examples where this doesn't apply to illustrate why Hasan is wrong here. I guarantee you what's actually going to happen is he's just going to play this and then move on to something completely different without actually refuting it.
That's one basic principle that you can take home with you. All of a sudden, magically, you are above on your foreign policy analysis. You're going to be better off than 90% of people that look at the situation.
After seeing all of this, I was already getting uncomfortable with our partnership.
I started to wonder
That sound section is
if I had any idea who this guy actually is.
And then this happened.
We have breaking.
Sorry, that's so funny. It's just like I started to get very uncomfortable with this.
News out of Israel this morning where Hamas.
This happened. We did genocide. By the way, his wife's a terrorist. Just want to remind you all of that. Ethan Klein is married to Hila Klein, who is a terrorist. Anyway, so I will deal with most of the rest of this when I do actually make a long response to every single word that he says, aside from the Hasan Piker drama parts, because I don't care about the honor of Hasan Piker. But there is one part in this regarding the Houthis, which is just blatant in his level of critical thinking skills, his level of research that is just obviously search bad. Like he went to Google and he searched bad things Houthis. He did this. Ethan Klein tried to justify him being against an anti-genocide blockade being carried out by the Yemeni government on the basis that the ships that they are attacking are unlinked to the genocide. Now, we all know that every single Western country supports genocide in Gaza. Hence, what the Houthis did was they blockaded the shipping of all Western countries and Israel, obviously, in order to put pressure on them to make them stop Israel doing the genocide. And this is Ethan's like debunking of that. He picks out one ship and tells us that this ship was not linked to Israel nor to any Western country. Let's check it out.
Let's review his claims. His first claim is that the boat is headed for Israel. It's not. It's going from Turkey to India. Next claim is that it's owned by an Israeli company. It's not. It's being chartered by a Japanese company, and the boat's owners are registered in the Isle of Man. I'd like to remind everybody.
The owners are registered in the Isle of Man. The ship. Oh my God, he's one of those guys who thinks that like a ship's flag is indicative of where it's from, rather than like for taxation purposes and shit like that. So let's go back over what he just said. Let's it
again.
India. Next claim is that it's owned by an Israeli company. It's not. It's being chartered by a Japanese company, and the boat's owners are registered in the Isle of Man. I'd like to remind everybody.
The owners are registered in the Isle of Man. The ship. Oh my God, he's one of those guys who thinks that like a ship's flag is indicative of where it's from, rather than like for taxation purposes and shit like that. So let's go back over what he
Man, Panama has a lot of local businesses.
just said. Let's look at the Wikipedia
Genocide
thing.
in Gaza. So let's review his claims. His first claim is that the boat is headed for Israel. It's not. It's going from Turkey to India. Next claim is that it's...
So the ship is owned by Galaxy Maritime Limited. The owners are Abraham Ungar and Yael Ungar. Who is Abraham Ungar? Abraham Ungar is an Israeli businessman. Who is Yael Ungar? Yael Ungar is the wife of Abraham Ungar, okay? They're both Israeli. So, like, he genuinely shows something on the screen that debunks his own claim. This ship is owned by Israelis. Like, do you think the Houthis don't know this stuff? They are looking this shit up as they go. They know precisely who owns these ships. They know precisely where they're going, everything. Obviously, they knew this ship was owned by an Israeli. If it was legitimately a Japanese flagged and owned ship, they very likely would not have stopped it. But they knew that it was owned by Israelis and thus they stopped it. Very simple. It's owned by a company that is registered for tax purposes in the Isle of Man. Like, do you really believe that these people are from the Isle of Man, Ethan? Are you that fucking dumb? Like, do you think the Bahamas is actually the real headquarters of like multiple billion-dollar companies? It has a population of like, what, 500,000? Something like that? Ethan Klein, are you okay? Do you need some basic logic lessons here? So yeah, obviously this is an Israeli-owned ship. And this is just demonstrative of Ethan Klein's brain power, that he shows you something on the screen that debunks him. Right there. It's owned by Israelis. It's an Israeli company that is headquartered in the Isle of Man for tax purposes. Anyway, so
that anyone can see. I'm like convinced that everyone who saw this content nuke and was like, Hasan he's been owned. It's over for him. Is like, they might have a brain tumor. Because I don't understand how there can be so little happening in there.
Let's go over 2 more claims that he makes in here that I think greatly demonstrate his brain power. So Ethan's fantastic brain. You know, he went and typed in Google, bad things Houthis, tell me bad things Houthis do now. And he found an article. What did the article say? Let's find out.
Most fun one. They brought back slavery.
We think the Houthis, Nasrallah, is doing what...
Okay, so the Houthis brought back slavery. Source, a headline, and another headline. Let's check this out. Exclusive. Houthis restore slavery in Yemen. The source for this is Ashaq al-Awsat. What is Ashaq al-Awsat? Let's find out. This is a paper that was founded with the approval of the Saudi royal family and government ministers, run by a company called the Saudi Research and Marketing Group, which is noted for its support of the Saudi government. The newspaper is owned by Faisal bin Salman bin blah blah blah, a member of the Saudi royal family. So you might already know this, but Yemen has been under attack by the Saudis for more than a decade. The Houthis are the enemies of the Saudi intervention in Yemen. The Saudis have massacred something around 500,000 people in what accurately can be described as a genocide. Ethan Klein is citing Saudi state Goebbels propaganda to claim the Houthis restored slavery. But hey, you know, who knows? Maybe this Saudi propaganda is actually based on something concrete. Let's check out the sources. Sources close to the group told us. Sources close to the group told us. You know, we swear, trust us. They definitely told us. They told us, you know, this Saudi royal family-owned newspaper was told 100%. Several local reports have also confirmed this. Just some local reports. Yemeni activists have definitely said this. They told us. We can't even name one of them, but they told us. A civilian even said this. Experts confirmed. A U.S. State Department report said. It's just like this guy who he made up said so. This other guy who he also made up also said so. This is Ethan Klein's source for the restoration of slavery in Yemen. And the other one is an Al Jazeera report based on this fucking report. Al Jazeera, an agency of the Qatari government, which is generally good if it's within the Qatari government's interest to be good, which, you know, the Qatari government is another Gulf monarchy that participated in the genocide of Yemen and that is very much against the Houthis. Incredible source analysis, Ethan Klein. Incredible brain. What else did he say about them? Okay, I'll tell you. Let's check this incredible epic source analysis from Ethan Klein.
Well, according to this, there's been 1,181 violations committed by Houthi rebels against women.
According to this, according to what? A headline and a random picture with zero context whatsoever. Let's find this headline. So, what is this? According to this, what is this? This is a report only reported on in this specific outlet, Anadolu Ajansi, which is the state broadcaster of Turkey. Now, you might not know this, but Turkey is also one of the countries that participated in the anti-Houthi coalition in Yemen. 1,000 violations, whatever that means. What does a violation mean? Human rights group. What human rights group? What are the violations? Quoting testimonies. So we have testimonies. People saying that something happened to them. And we have reports. So there are 2 groups cited in here who participated in these reports. One of them has a website, the Coalition of Women for Peace in Yemen. Now, it's very interesting to have a website that is a coalition of women for peace in Yemen that's entirely in English and that says that it's for peace in Yemen, and yet it outright says here, our aim is to free women who have been arbitrarily detained by the Houthis. Now, you would think that an organization like this, that is for peace in Yemen, would document and be against abuses done by everyone, not just by one specific group. That's kind of weird, right? There are a lot of really biased human rights organizations in Syria, for example, but they at least pretend to document and be against abuses done by everyone. Now, it might not surprise you to find that this organization was founded by someone, Noura al-Jawi, who defected from the rebels to the Saudi-backed government, and then immediately founded this organization. And now this organization is presented as a massive representative organization of women in Yemen, when in reality, while it is not at all transparent about its funding sources, it's just a propaganda front for the Saudi-backed
At
former
Denims, what
Yemeni
the
government,
hell?
which is obviously
That
why they
jail cell
specifically talk
background
about.
is from the OG Silent Hill 2 cutscene where James is talking to Maria. Sorry, that's my 127.
Guy who's only played Silent Hill.
But the Houthis and only the Houthis. And you click the film, Detained Under the Houthis. 3 brave women have decided to speak out on film against their persecutors. Source, we said so. And they have a trailer. Now, there's no evidence here. There's basically nothing here at all. It's this group founded by a woman who explicitly defected to the Saudi-backed government under very weird circumstances, founded a group to claim that the Houthis like mass rape women, like all, the most generic propaganda ever. And this is what that article in the Turkish government state media outlet is citing, basically. That group and 1 or 2 others that are essentially the same thing. This is not at all a reliable source. It presents basically zero evidence. It's obviously ridiculously overproduced and all in English. It's specifically made for an English language audience, and Ethan Klein does not question why any of this is the case. Detained by the Houthis. I said so. I could make it, Ethan Klein. If this, let me give you like a little bit of perspective, okay? I could make a 60-second long video about this with like a couple of actors who all accuse you of horrible crimes, called like Detained by Ethan Klein, Locked in the Basement, or something like that. I could do that tomorrow. It would cost me like $200. I could put it to like terrible music and like buy some stock footage of prison cells and stuff like that. Would that be evidence of you holding 1,000 women or whatever in your basement, Ethan Klein? Ethan Klein, have you ever considered being a bit critical of your sources? Ethan Klein, have you ever considered...
I mean, when all of his sources are from the Destiny subreddit, like, what is he supposed to do?
King, have you ever considered engaging in critical analysis? It's just headline, 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 headline.
The worst part about the video is the headlines don't even show the news organization. Like, it's such pathetic clipping. It's crazy that anyone is falling for it.
Saudi government said so. Turkish government said so. Well, I'm convinced. So Ethan has not even remotely substantiated his claims. I just wanted to go over some of the most egregious ones that I saw here in a little short thing. Maybe later, I'm not promising anything, but maybe later I'll go over the whole thing all at once, but that will be like 6 fucking hours sitting there and then editing it down to a digestible thing. It's not a very fun prospect, but I might do it. Just because, I mean, it's a lot of pain, but there is a lot of gain, a monetary gain. It's just frustrating because I don't want to reiterate the same things over and over again. I've already responded to the shit that he's saying here. Ethan Klein is not a sentient being. He does not adapt his arguments. He does not change when counter-arguments are presented. He just keeps repeating what he was saying beforehand and relies on his audience being too dumb to seek out the already existing counter-arguments. I made multiple videos refuting his bullshit months ago, and he's still repeating it the same as if nothing ever happened. And I don't want to sit here all day just retreading the exact same ground I've already retread 1,000 times before. Ethan Klein is someone who needs to be confronted live, in real time, in detail, and dismantled point by point on all the claims that he has made, presented with the evidence showing him why he's wrong. The thing is, he will never allow him to be exposed, such as himself to be exposed to that sort of situation. So all you can really do is to make videos refuting him, but he'll just keep ignoring them, and his audience is too, like, for the kind of person who's now trying to appeal to, is obviously far too dumb to seek this stuff out. And even if they did find it by accident, they'd be too dumb to digest it, to understand why he's wrong. So it doesn't really matter anyway. So I just wanted to highlight like some of the more egregious examples of Ethan Klein being a 40-year-old with no idea how to do basic research, no idea how to do basic critical analysis, no idea how to do anything except search Google for search terms, then present whatever show.
I love how the entire content nuke had no new information. It was just a TLDR of his year-long crash out.
Shows up uncritically. Maybe later I'll deal with the rest of it.
LMAO, and who's gonna go and have an argument with him? Hasan. I mean, Hasan might. I saw like the Instagram post where Ethan Klein was like, "But you have to watch my video."
Maybe it's gonna take. I'm gonna have to sit down with like, I don't know, a little bit of or something to get myself in the mood. Just like Ethan Klein does with the Ozempic.
That's brutal. That is a brutal clip. That's brutal. I mean, I think it's bad when even... I'll just play the clip. But like... No, I'm going to say it. I think it's bad when even fucking Ludwig is able to recognize that that half the shit that's in Ethan Klein's video is unbelievably clip chimped or just straight up photoshopped. Why is he a ginger? What the fuck?
I did want to talk
Sorry, I got to try and focus on the video.
about something. Okay? I'm not sure if you guys are aware, and frankly, don't care to discuss 99% of this because I'm Ludwig from video games. However, H3H3 uploaded a video called Content Nuke Hasan Piker, which is about Hasan. But it was brought to my attention that it also has a couple of clips of me in it and Cutie in it. Now, the only thing I care about is this one clip right here. I'll play it for you.
Favorite detail in which you would get front page placement all year long.
Now, just quick recap. Ethan made a video about Hasan, and in it he talks about Frogan, who I think is a mod for Hasan, or was a mod at some point.
This is actually my favorite detail about Frogan. She won a Rising Star Award at the Streamer Awards, an award show put on by her friends. And then the next year, guys, she gets nominated for Rising Star again. Are they?
Now, I tried messaging to deal with it offline, but this is just wrong. And not only like wrong information.
And this is something that Ethan Klein very frequently fails to address. Almost all of these people who go against him publicly have tried to reach out privately. I mean, ages ago during the when Leftovers was still ongoing, I made a statement saying that no, you are not allowed to be complicit in a genocide because your country has mandatory service. I'm not saying that it's an easy choice to make. In fact, I would argue that it's a very difficult choice to put yourself in a worse position, potentially going to jail or going through all of the hoops to not have to go through service. But you're not allowed to say that I have no choice because that is Nuremberg style like defense. Like you can't just say I'm following orders. And I've said from the very beginning that that's a very difficult choice, especially for people that are 19 years old, that have just had to enlist, that have been fed Israeli propaganda their entire fucking life. And he tripled down on my take and called me anti-Semitic or whatever. And I reached out and I sent an email to the team and I was like, hey, well, I think Dan understood that that's not what I meant. I'd be happy to come on and explain my position or talk about it or whatever. And lo and behold, no response. Like he has had every opportunity to try and talk to the people that dissent, that disagree with him. He has had every opportunity to correct the mistakes and the lies that he pushes, and he just doesn't do it because it's not beneficial to him.
It's like fake and doctored information.
Oh yeah, and then also this is within the context of Hila talking about being bored and wanting to go to like watch a raid.
So real quick, first off,
at the street.
Look, I won't speak for Cutie. I'm not friends with Frogan. I don't particularly like Frogan. Okay.
After Crackergate, I wouldn't be surprised that Ludwig maybe is not a big fan of Frogan, which is fair. Which is fair. These are people's personal lives. It doesn't mean either party is a bad person, but people are allowed to not like each other. That's okay. Sometimes people just don't get along. That's cool. That's fine.
But me personally, so that's just like a pulled out of his ass. But that's not the problem. The problem here is that he goes on to say, oh, she won an award and then got nominated the next year and then has a joke about how that's like Mario Kart. This screenshot is fake. Okay? How do I know it's fake? Because I watched the award show. All right? That's how I know. Okay? This is a totally fake image. She was not nominated this year. And when I did a bit of research, I did a reverse image search, I find out this fake image came from Destiny's subreddit a few months.
Sorry, Sean the Black, like discovering all of this and then tweeting this out. Cancel subscription, Ludwig.
Ago. Okay, it was like a very niche post. It's a very niche post. with 51 upvotes. I don't know why he pulled this, because you can just go to the website and it shows you that he cut out Park and Harbor. I don't know why. I don't understand. You could just go to the website instead of going to Destiny subreddit with the 51 upvoted posts to find out the information. And you could see that, okay, no, she was actually not nominated this year. This is a fake image. You can see it's 12 out of 27 because they pulled her from a different year and they put it on top to, like, I don't know, make a joke, I guess. Okay. So yeah, here's the image. Now, to be clear, it is true that she was nominated in 2021 and lost, and then was again nominated 2022 and then won. But she's not been nominated in, like, I guess 3 years now. 2 or 3. So I don't know why. I don't know why the fuck. I don't talk about Ethan. I don't ever talk about him. I don't know why he pulls me and Cutie into shit. I think it's weird. I'd rather it not happen. He can do what he wants. Look, have your fucking beef with us on. I don't give a shit. I'm playing video games over here. Leave me alone.
Okay. Let's just be real, Ludwig, and admit that playing video games and subjecting yourself to losing silver games in League are not the same thing. Just, I think that you are spreading misinformation right now, and I think you should be honest. And I think in a conversation about honesty, you should be honest, and you're not being very honest. So I'm here to correct the record for you, sort of a correcting the record chain, if you will. Okay? Because League of Legends, everybody knows this, it's not a video game. Video games make you have fun. It's torture. It's torture. It is a form of torture. So yeah, it's a disease. It's an illness, humiliation ritual. It is torture. So I think that that's important to acknowledge, guys. Okay.
Alone, leave my girl alone. You don't got to pull up pictures of her and fucking make fun of her again. You don't got to doctor screenshots that are fake, make weird conjecture points that are fake to prove a point. You can just use facts to prove a point. That's what I would recommend. If you want to prove a point, find facts to prove the points. Don't make up facts or find fake facts. I don't know if he did. I genuinely don't know if he didn't do his research.
Yes.
Or he knew it was wrong, but it proved a point. I don't know.
Also, yes. The video is a combination of not doing any research and disingenuously putting things in. Both are true.
But anyway, that's it. Okay, that's it. I saw
bit
that.
Of column
I thought
A,
it was cringe.
bit of column B. Can someone link this, please? Yeah, of course. That was a good clip. It was a good clip. Not mutually exclusive. Yeah, I mean, I also think that Ludwig has the right to not like Ethan Klein after his treatment of Cutie.